Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. I pick this one. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at some of the new iPhones. Now right here, I have an iPhone 6. Right here I have an iPhone X, which was of course previous year's iPhone, and then over here I have an XS and an XS Max. We're going to check out both of them today, and I've actually been using the XS Max for like a day now or so-ish. So I'm going to do a little review on the new phone, and I'm of course going to do a little unboxing experience. So the reason I actually have these two older phones here is because I wanted to compare them to the XS and XS Max. Without further ado, I guess we're going to start with the XS. Of course, Apple is known as that clean company, that makes everything kind of clean, perfect, sharp, and beautiful. So of course their unboxing experience is no different, and wow. Of course we have the design by Apple in California, the typical stuff. And right here is the new phone, the XS Max. It's actually kind of hard to get out of its case here. Can you shut up, please? Apple, I get you want to be all clean and everything, but this is hard to get out of. How am I supposed to take this phone? I gotta tip it like that, and then everything falls out. This is not the unboxing experience. So, right here is the new iPhone. Of course, you get earbuds and your charging cables and stuff like that. We're gonna move that to the side. We care about the phone. So the new phone has a beautiful OLED display, just like the original X. As far as I can tell, it's the same OLED display they used on the X. As you can see, both phones look super similar, like very, very similar. Like they're pretty much exactly the same. I mean, I think you would have a very hard time telling them apart. I don't know if the top camera can see that, but there's actually a little difference. There's like 3 dots instead of all the dots over here. So I don't know why that's not uniform anymore. But again, the backs are super similar. The cameras look a little bit different because there actually are 2 new cameras. But other than that, it really just looks like an updated X, and that's pretty much what it is. And of course, comparing it to the 6, which is like all aluminum versus the glass back, like in comparison to the XS, the 6 just feels dirty and kind of old. But the phones are just similar in size too. They haven't really upped the size since the 6, so that's something to kind of note. We are missing the headphone jack though. RIP headphone jacks though. We're not gonna get that back ever. They still have 3D touch on these phones. Probably the least useful of anything Apple ever put on their smartphones. So in this thing we have the new A12 Bionic chip. Bionic doesn't really mean anything. It just means that it has like a neural engine in it. One really big notable thing about this device is it has a 7nm processor in it, which is really small. If you're not a techie, you might not know what that means. This is 14 nanometers. The X is 14 nanometers. This is 7. The one I run on my computer is a 14 too. It just means that the transistors themselves are actually smaller, or at least the silicon. So that, you know, is a pretty big leap though, to go from 14 to 7. 7's like very, very new stuff. But yeah, they have an updated kind of little camera thing here with a notch. Of course they're keeping the notch. Don't really know how I feel about the notch. I mean, I guess it's fine. Rather have the notch than not have a camera and all that stuff in there. And Face ID works really well. Super fast. It basically is like your iPhone is unlocked all the time, but it is locked. That's the whole kind of point. Now let's take a look at the XS Max. This is the one I've been using for a little bit. Same exact unboxing experience. The phone's just right here. Alright, now when you pull out that iPhone XS Max, man, this is like the really new device. We have a new form factor, much bigger than the X, much bigger than the XS. Basically the same phone, but larger. And yeah, we haven't really gotten a fat boy yet for the X. So now we got a fat boy for it. Like, it's great when you look at it on the X, but when you look at it on the XS Max, man, it really stands out. It's really something to behold here. So of course, Face ID, I already have it set up. I've been using this phone for a day, like I said. So this is how fast the new Face ID is on the phones. Swipe up and you're done. Super quick, super easy. I like it a lot. I didn't use Face ID on the X. This isn't my X. Camera is just gorgeous. The detail it picks up is pretty nice. It's not super sharp though. A lot of people are talking about how the iPhone cameras just aren't sharp or as sharp as the Google cameras, and I think that's true. Definitely, they're still sharp. Don't get me wrong. They're just a little bit softer. Of course, you can edit your photos to make them look a little bit sharper, but you know, it's definitely not picking up as much detail as the Googles. Another thing everyone's talking about is you can actually go into edit and change the aperture. of your photos. You can make it blurry or sharp if I want. That's as sharp as it goes, f16, all the way to f1.4, and it looks pretty decent. It really does look like it could have been taken with, you know, a portrait lens or something like that. And you can even change the portrait lighting mode and stuff after the fact. So great job, Apple, on your you know, portrait mode. I remember when it was first coming out, it was a little bit finicky, but it looks great now. They've really improved it. And of course, let's talk about that dynamic range, because man, is it looking good. Lots of dynamic range on these new photos. That's kind of their main thing, is you get nice dynamic range on your videos and photos. And I'm gonna be doing a full camera walkthrough and kind of how to shoot on iPhone video coming soon. So if you're a little photographer, iPhone photographer, be looking out for that one. The video as well is just absolutely fantastic. You can zoom in and get like the entire phone in there. Lots of detail. Shoots in 4K 60 FPS, which is pretty nuts. So you can actually do slight slow motion in 4K. And of course 1080p slow motion up to 240 FPS. One thing I have been noticing though, which really is annoying me, is it's using this top camera for the 2x zoom sometimes on the photos, and I don't understand why. So if I cover it there, then zoom in 2x, it's still using the top camera and not that bottom camera. Again, I don't know why is it doing that, Apple? Is that a glitch? One thing that I did notice is lots of glitches now with the new form factor on the Macs. I noticed that my messages were getting all screwed up, all sorts of messed up. Again, that new processor is super fast. I actually got that new Fishing Go app that they showcased. So if you can actually scan surfaces in it and stuff. You can actually place your own aquarium. I know you guys can't see that, but you probably can't see that really, but there's an aquarium there and AR, so lots of AR apps and stuff. They're kind of advertising AR a little bit more. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I mean, I think the phones lived up to their hype a little bit. A lot of people are saying they're not doing good enough, but both of them are over $1,000, which is pretty steep, let's be honest. I mean, I think it's a pretty big step up compared to the old X. I mean, they're not selling the X anymore, so if you want to get an iPhone, it's gonna end up being one of these. And the pricing is steep on it. I'll say that. The pricing's definitely steep. I bought it, but I still think it's super steep, guys. You're gonna get outcompeted. Apple's kind of known as that luxury brand anyways, though. They'll get people to buy these things. I know they'll sell well. But at least, you know, I think you are getting what you pay for a little bit. I mean, like look at this old iPhone compared to these new ones. It's just, there's no competition here. They're definitely better and they're definitely higher priced. Alright, anyways guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna do that full kind of camera tutorial video soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm at V Productions. I'll see you next time. Subscribe and goodbye.